Go to Clayton. But who gave you the work? Who gave you the work?
You know, you think about last August is that it was a focus on police violence. It was the death of Mike Brown, it was Kajim Powell. And I think that it took us almost 6-7 months to convince people that like this was not just in one part of the country, this was everywhere. And I think that that was so much of the beginning of the protest. It was about saying, here is a problem and believe me. Like that was it.
When I looked at this Facebook status my friend Alicia had put together, it really resonated with me. It hit me right in my gut, and I knew that those 3 words really captured what I was feeling and what I knew countless others had been feeling. You know, fast forward 2 years, you know, went from words to shifting the narrative to mobilizing people using online tools to connect with one another, and now it's an actual movement.
So black people dying by the state is not a new thing, but the social media aspect of us having access to this information is what allowed for the movement to blow up the way it did, and for more people to say, wait, this is happening, this is a real problem, right? Like in the 90s, we know of Rodney King getting beat by the police, but because there was no social media presence, we had to rely on mainstream media.
It's not that we're just, you know, clicking a button or clicking like or retweeting and all of that, but we're also taking to the streets. So you see students challenging racism and structural racism at their institutions. You see people fighting at the workplace for a living wage, so that you see the Fight for 15. You see women and girls taking a stand against police brutality.
And then I will light you up. Get out!
Wow.
Now!
Wow.
Get out of the car!
Really, for a failure to signal. You're doing all of this for
Get
a failure
over there.
Right, yeah.
We're all really struck by what happened with Sandra Bland, right, in Texas. And I think that this happens more often than not. And what happened with Sandra Bland and when her family came forward was that a movement rallied behind them.
I think that one of the challenges in the beginning, now that I look back, is that people sort of felt like this was something that would never happen to them. It would never be in their hometown. It would never, and then we saw all across the country people realize that this was much closer to them, right? That there's a Mike Brown in every town, that Ferguson is really just one doorstep away. Those initial people in Ferguson who came out and said enough is enough and refused to go home on August 9th sort of laid the blueprint for people all across the country, and I think that that's really powerful. I do think that police violence is not the only issue of the movement, but it is a central issue, and it was the catalyst for people coming outside and staying outside.
The beautiful thing about this movement is that there is no Dr. King, there is no Southern Christian Leadership Conference, there's no SNCC. There are individuals who have taken to the streets in all cities from across the country, and everybody's using their voice, and that's what social media is, a platform for everyone.
So in the coming year and coming years, really, I hope to see that we take on more structural issues. I see the beginnings of that, so this call to divest from policing and reinvest in Black futures. And so that looks like more mental health services, that looks like restorative justice, that looks like more job opportunities in our communities. What we're going for is a multiracial democracy that works for all of us. And I believe that if we continue to connect, if we continue to fight with and continue to join hands, that we'll get there.
Now, keep the right fist in there. For 40.
We didn't even think it would become like this big, like 43 people. It started with just the first 18, and then it grew to 24, then it grew to 30, and then it just kept growing until to that number.